Hello guys, welcome to another interesting video. In today's video, we are going to take a look at how to perform a password cracking or how to extract a clear text credential from a password hash. And we are going to be using a very powerful tool called HashCat. So in this video, we are going to be learning how to crack password with HashCat and then learn some of the reasons why we need to extract clear text credentials from the hashes. All right, without wasting your time, let's begin. All right, guys. Before we begin, we are going to get a little understanding about what we'll be doing today. So to do that, I will quickly take you back to the meta attack framework so that we can get some understanding about password cracking. Anyway, in the meta attack matrix for enterprise, we have the credential access, and what we are looking for is actually password cracking. So I'm going to show sub techniques. So that we can see here password cracking. All right, this is the ID, and it is a sub technique of this ID, of course. As you can see, it is clearly explained here. Password cracking is an adversary may use password cracking to attempt to recover usable credentials, such as plain text password. When credential materials such as password hashes are obtained through operating system credential dumping, which we are going to be performing with Metasploit later, these hashes can later be cracked using any of your favorite tool like HashCat or John the Ripper. But in this video, I'll be using HashCat anyway. So yeah, the technique is to systematically guess the password used to compute hashes are available, or the adversary may use a pre-complicated rainbow table to crack hashes. All right. As you can see, there are an example of APT group that have used this technique. We have the APT3, and we also have Dragonfly. All these techniques have been used by them. Of course, we also have some mitigation and detection here. For example, you can use a multi-factor authentication or create a password policy. For the detection, you have to monitor authentication logs for system and application login failure of valid accounts. Of course, use some of the same to try to monitor for this sort of attacks. Anyway, that is it for now, and we are going to go straight to the lab environment to demonstrate how to actually perform the password cracking. And again, I'm not going to go through the phase of reconnaissance and all those stuff. As we all know, password cracking is a post-exploitation technique. I'm going to exploit the system directly, and they will extract the hashes and come back to try and crack them anyways. And again, before we begin, this video is for educational purposes only. I do not encourage illegal activities. Make sure you have the right permission to carry out this sort of technique, if that makes sense to you. All right, let's begin. All right, now I'm going to spin up the Metasploit framework because this system is vulnerable to the eternal blue vulnerability. So for that reason, I'm going to use Metasploit to exploit it. Anyway, let's save console. We'll wait for Metasploit to load up. All right, the next step would be to search for the module we need. I'm going to search for the, I think, eternal blue. Which of them? Okay, I'll use 0. Then we show options. Okay, what do we need? The payload is Windows Meterpreter reverse TCP is good. The port is the default port 445. And what we need right now is the remote host. So I'm going to set the remote host, which is fine. The next step is to hit run or exploit, but I prefer the run. Wait. The host is likely vulnerable. Okay. Hopefully the exploit works. I think at this moment it's going to take a few seconds to complete. All right, the exploit has completed. In this case, we got access to sysinfo to confirm. Correct. We are in. Now the next step is to extract the hash using the hash. I think is hash dump. Now, to perform this operation, you should keep in mind that you need a administrator privilege. Again, depend on how you got access to the system. If you got access to the system through a normal user, which means you are going to first perform a privilege escalation to be able to extract the hashes. But in this case, we don't need the privilege escalation. And in the coming video, I will be covering a video about Windows and Linux privilege escalation. All right, so I will run the command. As you can see, it has extracted all the hashes of the users in this system, but the only hash I'm interested in here is the administrator hash, of course. That is really interesting to us. Again, I will not be cracking all the hashes here because I don't want to waste your time. And again, the technique is the same. It's the same technique. So I want it to be fast. I will only copy the administrator hash, and then we are going to crack that one. So anyway, I will copy the NTLM hash of the administrator. Then I think copy. I'll paste it here and call it. I'm going to save it and say admin hash. That makes sense. Then I will save it. Then go back to my terminal. I'm going to use HashCat to crack it. Then HashCat. The mode is, if you are not familiar with HashCat, you can use the help menu. Of course, there's a lot here to learn. Don't worry. I will create a course covering everything you need to know about HashCat. But for now, let's quickly perform the attack anyway. And then I'm going to use HashCat. Then the mode is 1000 because I'm cracking an MTLM hash. So the mode is 1000, I think. Then the hash is the admin hash. Then the word list I'm using is, I will use the rockq.test word list. I think it's under home. Then rockq.test. Then we are going to hit enter. What is the problem? All hashes found as profile are empty. Attributes show to display them. Okay, let's try that. Okay, it seems I've already cracked the password. So the clear test password for this user is Vagrant. So I'm going to copy this and keep it in the test file. All right. Then I'm going to call it admin, then Vagrant. Now the thing is, the same process applies. If I wanted to crack other passwords here, it's the same process. So there's no point in cracking other password yet because that would be a waste of time, and I don't want to do that. Anyway, that is how to crack password. At least in this video, I demonstrated the NTLM because there are various modes depending on the password you are cracking. If you are cracking the net NTLM v2, so you will require a different mode. Each password have their own mode. So anyway, we can test if this password is actually correct. So let's quickly test this by using the Nbyte-Sec. So in Nbyte-Sec, let's test it with the SMB. Then the host is 11. Then the user should be administrator. And the password was Vagrant. Let's see. Alright, as you can see, it is correct. The password is correct. The username is administrator and the password is Vigard. All right, guys, that was it for today. Of course, if you liked the video, if you enjoyed it, and if this content was helpful to you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. All right, see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.